stress-free, leave your cares at home. Leave your cares at home. Do your two-step, get your groove on. This is feel good music, you can move on. Relax, stress-free, leave your cares at home. Leave your cares at home.
Hello. What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. Tomfoolery hijinks here on the Keto Cookout. I got my man, my good friend, my brother, Mr. Rick Chargeable Parts in the building. What's going on, Duck Man?
It's one of those days. I mean, I didn't have to work today because I didn't have any work. So I guess that's good and bad. But I ended up working more than I normally do because I was working at home.
Oh.
I decided it was time to clean up the side yard and the front yard. And, oh, what a nightmare that was. I had to get the bobcat out there, move the junk around. And I burned most of the yard waste. Even burned a bunch of old coconuts.
Now, how do they take to that in the city there when you're burning up stuff there? I know sometimes in city limits they don't like that stuff so much.
Well, it's illegal to burn trash here, but you see, I know how to work around it. This is a cookout, and I have several grills. So all I do is cut up the yard waste in little pieces, put it in the grill, and light it up. When they call the fire department, I have my steaks ready, and after a while, they just don't bother me anymore.
Huh. There you go. Well, that's always exciting, and just as equally exciting. Look who's here, everybody!
Hey!
Hey.
It is Julia, everybody's favorite cat lady.
Yeah. There we go. We even have some light. How about that?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to start a GoFundMe so Julie can get her light bill paid.
Yeah,
get some lights on it. Yeah, or you can burn some yard waste for light. Evidently.
I love the fact
we just learned that a minute ago here. You know, so.
That was awesome. I love that. You grill. It's like I'm just grilling. What's
yeah.
The thing is, my house smells like a barbecue pit now.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily bad. If it's
see, what I did, I also deep fried when I had the fire, so I had heart attack turkey, and I had some ground meat, so it wasn't all bad.
That's making.
I didn't see it now, sir. Is that a newspaper from 1976 in your grill? Is that is that the circular flyer from Kroger's 1983
Grand Union
Parade magazine?
All right, let's see who we got here now. Terry Sue says, "Hurry up on board just for this space rescue." Take a deep breath there, relax there, Terry Sue. Have some ground beef or something like that. Julia said hi online, and then she popped in to say hi.
Yeah,
which we always love. Don Shonger is here. My man Don, what's going on? Sandy, good evening, beloved. Glad you're here. Lori's Carnivore Story is here. Love that. Good to see you. She's a regular. Paul McGrogan is here. We know Paul. Good to see you, brother. And my man, Pete. He is here. Papa Carnivore, good to see you. My man Chance, arg. Timbers. My man is here in the building. Love that. Somebody had a headache. My headache finally lifted just in time for this live stream. Yeah. You think your head was hurting before? You spent an hour with Ducktastic over there. Hey, listen, we got the duck hunter and the cat lady in the building. If that will make your head hurt, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do our best to give you that headache back by the time we're gonna. Paul says, Rick, how did the soap ash turn out? We have a question early, man. The folks are engaged here tonight. They are ready to go with questions early. So
well, let me tell you, I don't have the most viewers, but I have the best viewers when it comes to my videos. And I posted a short video about my fire that I had going in the grill. The fire is actually still burning, So I'm not going to collect the ash until it's all cooled off, probably in the morning. But I need to get enough ash, and coconuts have the most potassium, so they make really good soap. So I had a bunch of dried up coconuts that I cracked open months ago to get coconut oil and coconut water. My friends love coconut water. So every time I get coconuts, I crack it open. And then coconut, I got another friend that loves coconut oil. So I cook up the coconut oil. And sometimes I use that. Believe it or not, I put it in my soap because not everybody likes it when you smell like lard or tallow. But coconut seems to give that, I don't know, good feeling. Instead of saying, you smell like ground beef, it's like, oh, is that coconut? There's a big difference. So, yeah, and I had a pile. I have a lot of coconuts. I put it in the video. There must be a couple hundred empty coconuts there, and they were dry, so I'm burning them. So not only do I use the coconuts for oil, for coconut water, but I also use the ash to make soap. I'll mix it with washing soda. I'll get my used lard and tallow, put it in there, brew it all up, in the pot, and I can make 6 months worth of soap.
Nice.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want soap, get you some coconuts and some tallow and lard and get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of get busy, we have one of the busiest men in the entire ketogenic community. It's everybody's favorite Dr. Vasquez.
Hey.
My main man is in the building. How we doing tonight, brother?
I am hearing you in stereo. I had another tab open with
Yes,
with
well,
your channel.
I sound twice as good if you got two streams going there.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
What's going on, man?
Hello, Rick.
Always great to see. Always great to see you, my brother. You just missed our man Rick was telling us about coconut and lard and making soap. Only here on the Keto Cookout can you get this kind of information. And I'm sure Julia, everybody's favorite cat lady, is here. I'm sure you've met her before. So
Hello.
There you go. Looks like you're at home there in the compound.
Yep.
Yeah, just hanging out on a Tuesday night.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, last time we saw you, you were in the car. I think you were running from the police or something. You were in a high-speed chase. Running from vegetarians, man. He had hostile vegans and vegetarians.
Oh, man,
they were trying to get him, but he outsmarted them, man, because his mind is strong and sharp because he eats meat.
Meat, right.
That's to give you a round of
I
applause.
was hunting.
Iguana?
You were hunting. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what he means when his wife says, "Nelson, go to the store right now." I'm sorry, that's my Mama Vasquez. That's my Mama Vasquez impression. Hey, if she doesn't hate me already, she'll hate me after that.
She heard you, by the way.
Nelson, are you on that computer again? Who are you talking to?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Mama Vasquez. I'm so sorry. It's all love. I don't have any sense, man. I have no home training. I was born in a barn. I was born in a manger like a little dusty baby Jesus. I'm just telling you. Yes, I'm all messed up. Just say a prayer for me, Mama Vasquez.
Will do.
I love that, man. I love that. You have a great family. Appreciate you, brother. So go ahead, man. Did you come on? Did you just here to hang out, or did you have something important to say?
Well, according to her, I usually don't have that much important to say. So.
Well, she's just built up a tolerance. She's so used to all that wisdom and all that every day. You can't expect her to have the same appreciation for you that we do. She lives, she can't, so you don't miss the water till the well runs dry, they say.
I see someone saying, "Hi, Dr. Nelson. Thanks for visiting Mitch." Yeah, he said hello. He's recovering. I don't know if he was discharged yet. Might happen this week, if it didn't already.
Jersey Tom is here. Good to see you, Jersey Tom. Lambs, make Rick tell the story of him chasing iguana in a coconut tree. Yes, I think he's told that story before, but maybe not. Although I'm sure the folks
Oh,
never get tired. You know, who in the world could get tired of a carnivore Rick story? Let's hear it, Rick. Tell the folks who never heard the story.
well, as you probably know, for a while I had a real bad iguana problem here. They were taking over my yard. They were eating everything in sight. They got into my garden. They ate my tomatoes. They were eating, I mean, it was bad. So I thought, all right, I got to get rid of it. And of course, I start eating the iguanas. Well, I had one iguana that was just driving me crazy. I was in my living room. I look outside. I saw the iguana in the yard. I said, I got to get him. So I got my crossbow. I started chasing him around the yard. He ran up the coconut tree in the backyard. And I'm thinking, man, where is that stupid iguana? And as I walk around the tree, I can't see the coconut. So I'm looking up there. I'm trying to take aim. I'm looking through my scope. And all of a sudden, I hear this noise like, and then bam, right on my head goes a coconut.
Ow.
And I'm like,
What? Hold on a second. You heard a noise? What, do you have a pair of maracas?
I don't know. It sounded like the iguana was running on a leaf, like a kind of thing.
Oh.
And
So
then,
I thought
but
you
see,
were-
I was looking in the scope. I was looking, with the crossbow, and I guess he dislodged the coconut, and it bounced off the tree. It hit me on the head, and that hurt like crazy, And I'm like this, like what in the world happened? Then I see that coconut on the ground wobbling side to side. I go, oh no, and I mean, it was bad, and of course that just made me angrier. But
Rick,
I had to.
what happened to the coconut?
Cracked. Right?
Yeah, he takes showers with it. Evidently, now he's turned it into soap and yeah.
Well, I collect all the coconuts I find. Anytime my friends have coconut trees, I tell them don't throw it away. Now they got these Cuban coconut collectors that take coconuts to sell to the juice place so they can make coco frio. But I get all the coconuts I can. I split them open. And then what I do, I get the coconut meat out. I put it in the pot, and I get the coconut oil by heating it up, getting the water out, putting it in the refrigerator, and letting the oil flow to the top. And then the coconut water, I got friends that love that stuff. So what I do, I put that into a bottle, and I put it in the refrigerator. And I tell them, come and get your coconut water. Or sometimes I go to the place over here where they sell coconuts. They sell coco frio. They just cut the side of the coconut. People drink the coconut water. They throw the coconut away. So I had them save me all the coconuts they threw away. And then I crack those open, scoop out the coconut meat to get the coconut oil. And they all go in the coconut pile. So I had this pile that was probably, 4 feet high. It looked like a pyramid of cracked open coconuts drying out there in the side yard. And I finally got tired of looking at it. So I start burning it. I burned about 3/4 of it. There's still a little bit left, but I don't like to burn after dark, because then they usually call the fire department because of the flickering fire. But it's still smoldering a little bit, but I closed the clamshell on the grill. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm sure that coconut ended up as some soap or coconut oil or something, because that's where it goes. The coconut oil ends up in my soap mix.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Only on the Keto Cookout can you get this type of information. And the moral of the story is, if you're in a coconut tree and you hear maracas, look out.
Run.
I have.
You know what I do now? I use a hard hat.
Oh, I thought yeah. Okay, all right.
Hard
there
hat
you
for
go.
Hard
hunting
hat.
iguanas. I have a coconut story. I hope nobody that's tuning into this channel is drinking sodas. But have any of you ever had a Coco Rico? It's a
No, that sounds like some kind of disease you get on your feet. I don't know. That's
Oh.
yeah. It's like how you doing, Russ? Oh man, Miss Coco Rico is killing me right now.
Rick, have you ever had a Coco Rico? They might
No,
have it
no,
for
I
you.
don't like anything like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Well,
Never had a Coco Rico.
It's made in Puerto Rico. There are 78 towns and municipalities, and my parents are from a little town called Naguabo. It's little in population, not little in geographic size, but so Coco Rico has the distinction of being invented and made in the same town my parents were born.
Oh,
It's been around for maybe 100 years, or so, maybe a little bit less. It's still a sugary drink, you know. So
Yeah.
sugar is the root of all evil, of all metabolic evil, at least.
That's right. Mike says, "Hey, goes on, Michael. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here." And it's like, oh, oh I don't believe it. Hold on. Give me a minute. I just need to. Oh, my long lost sister is here, Christy. We've been estranged from one another. I just can't. Oh, Christy is here for meeting wellness. I just give me a minute, folks. I gotta pull myself together. Oh, oh, I think I'll make it. I think I'll be all right. So good to see you, sis. I'm glad you're here. I guess she's taking a night off. She does a stream on Tuesdays. So Brenda Foley is here. She's another one. I got two of my missing folks there. Good to see you, beloved. Glad you're here. Bruce, we know Bruce. Bruce has got his fuzzy pajamas on, and his wife is about to read him a bedtime story. But he'll be all right. But yes, my girl Christy, I love you, sis. Glad to see you doing all right. So glad you're here with us. And we have, I think, a question for the doctor. I think it's a question. It says, I'm currently 140 days into carnivore. I think I developed histamine intolerance. I worried that I might have to stop carnivore and change to keto, low histamine diet. Any advice, please help. Don't want to dish this way of eating. Listen, not only is that a great question, but the reading was, I think, pretty fantastic too, because
You got all those acronyms right.
this is a testament to what ketogenic living will do for you. I could never have read that a year ago, but my insulin is low, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm able to do such things. In any event, go ahead, Doc, and address this histamine intolerance. Perhaps they think they have.
Kind of strange to develop histamine intolerance because most ketogenic diets, carnivore is a ketogenic diet. Probably you need to play a little bit with the macros, the fat, and the protein, but it is a ketogenic diet. It's a zero carb diet, and that should prompt you to make some ketones. And usually when you're on a ketogenic diet and your blood sugars are better, you get better even from histamine intolerance. But could it happen? I guess you need to check what other things that are carnivore you're eating. Maybe eliminate things like dairy and cheese, and even try eliminating eggs for a while. I don't know if the person takes eat eggs. Maybe switch to duck eggs. How about that, Rick? And eliminate any food that you think is giving you problem. Then avoid it for a while. Don't dry age your meat. Try to get it as fresh as possible. Try to find a local farmer if you can. Difficult. I don't know if you're in Florida. Here in Florida, apparently there are not too many. There are some farms that will sell you beef, quarter, half, even a whole one. But all the Florida prices I've seen seem to be expensive compared to even California, which I'm surprised. But you need to experiment. There is on the humanity life community there. Someone just posted a video. It's from YouTube. You might want to check Lynn. What's her channel? Midlife Carnivore.
Midlife Carnivore.
And she has a very, I mean, it's so excellent that I'm not going to try to even make it justice. A very good college level dissertation, about half an hour, 40 minutes on mast cell activation syndrome and histamine intolerances. Uh,
Sounds riveting. But tell us how the question I initially had for this person is why a histamine intolerance? Why do you feel it was that? And for those who don't understand, he included everything about a histamine um, response or a histamine intolerance. Basically, what the symptoms of that would be. You're talking about kind of like an allergy, kind of you know.
it's basically an allergic reaction, and I don't. Most people with allergies, they either get better or maybe it doesn't change. Carnivore doesn't fix anything, everything. I mean, but it is strange to start developing sensitivities after you've been carnivore for several months. It looks like, and it could be other things that you're taking. Uh, if you're just using salt, is one thing, but if you're using any spices, it could be any of those spices. When I went carnivore and I was very strict and tried to add some spices back, then I realized black pepper is not good for me. The hot peppers, which I used to love, I still like a little bit of heat on my, but I can't tolerate it. And it could be something like that that's happening, and not that you develop a histamine intolerance.
There you have it. Rosie Red says hello from, I think she meant New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Yeah, that's New
Yes,
Smyrna
yes,
Beach, very close to
yes.
me. About in 20 minutes, I can be New Smyrna.
Yes, thank goodness you don't live in Old Smyrna Beach there. Nobody wants to be there. Let's see here. Do you have any other comments? Lamb says great deciphering runs. Yeah, I think listen, if I didn't know better, I think they put that in there on purpose. So we can say, yeah, let's see if it's stupid, see if this dummy can read this. Yeah. So Bruce says, nope, already laying in bed tonight. Wife has been having Addison's flare, so I need to stay close to her. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful guy you are. And I'm sorry if she's listening to this. I'm so sorry you have to listen to me, ma'am. But God bless you, and I hope you are better. Let's see here. It says, Solar Dare says, you think it's possible to do carnivore for histamine intolerance on a budget? So I guess what they're trying to say, they're eating ground beef, hot dogs, and bologna. I'm getting, I don't know. It says, I think I've developed histamine intolerance as well. This is welcome to histamine intolerance night here on the Keto Cookout. Let's see what we can do. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I was gonna say a lot of people. I don't know. I don't find that eating a ketogenic diet or carnivore is out of anybody's reach. There are many alternatives out there, and if you're being strict as far as what you don't eat, I mean, if any of you go out to work and go and pump gas and used to go to the convenience store and grab something, usually a coffee might be $3 to $4 at the gas station. It might be $5 to $10 on whatever you order at Starbucks with all the different choices. And you can really walk out of a convenience store having spent $20 on nothing nutritious. And I think you can do carnivore. Rick certainly can speak to this because he really goes for this special sales, right?
Rick's not allergic to anything. Things are allergic to him. Tell him, Rick.
I think Chris is still here.
You're muted, Rick.
Rick was complaining about picanha at $5.75 or something like that a pound.
Yes, that is my sister, Lady Picanha. I call her. That's Lady Picanha herself. She's in the building. Go ahead, Rick. You're talking about allergies. You're allergic to raccoons. I know that.
Well, one of the problems I've had since I was a kid, which I still have to this day, is sinus issues. If the air gets too dry, or it's usually in the morning, not so much at this time, but it's something that I haven't been able to get rid of. And honestly, I don't want to get rid of it because I was told years ago that if you get sinus, you're less likely to get bronchitis or anything in the lungs. And I've never had any pneumonia or anything like that. It's just more of a nuisance than anything. But then again, I've tried fresh meat. I've tried aged meat. It's all pretty much the same to me. Although I do seem to do pretty good on iguana and duck. So I don't know. I mean, those meats are really good. I also like seafood. I haven't really made any videos on eating it because I haven't gone fishing in a long time. But I do like my fish and shrimp and whatever else. You know, reptile meat, fish, that's all good meat. So if it's moving and I can catch it and cook it, I'm going to eat it.
And when he means aged meat, folks, he ain't kidding. 6 days on the road is not a problem at all. For 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna take it home tonight. That's that song is written about something else. But as it turns out, speaking of 6 days on the road, look who it is, everybody.
Whack, whack.
It is my man Pete. Papa Carnivore is in the house tonight, brother. It's so good to see you, man. How you doing?
Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Everybody is great. Give me a
How
second. I'm gonna run through a few things here, Pete, and you can let's see what you're doing there.
Hello, Peter.
Hey, so Dr. Nelson, are you seeing those questions about people who are wanting to do carnivore with histamine intolerance? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes,
We just did a minute ago. The only thing I didn't say is once in a while it's okay to take some medicine, maybe to get you over if it's mild symptoms, and you can use things like Claritin and Pepsid, over-the-counter famotidine, and they're both histamine blockers in different blockers, H1 and H2 inhibitors. So, but we talked about it a little bit.
Okay.
We talked about it quite a bit there, but we're gonna run through a couple things.
I just wanted to add that for me, dust really contributes to it too. I live in a desert environment, high desert in New Mexico, and like right now we're having a massive dust storm. And even though I run air purifiers in the house and everything, I use a wood stove, a little bit of smoke from that, a little bit of dust from the wood. That's all it takes to set it off. So, you know, it could be other things as well. It's not necessarily just the diet. And I can say that eating carnivore, the symptoms have greatly improved.
Julia, do you use a humidifier to make the air a little less dry?
If I need to, I do. But generally, because I have a respiratory issues, I find that the dry air is much easier to breathe. Ah, that's cute. I love that.
Hey, that looks like a 69 Charger.
Yeah. But the dry air actually helps quite a bit. So what I find helps me the most is having a really good air filter.
Oh. Do you have a HEPA air filter?
Yes, I have a Honeywell filter that does it does 440 square feet, and I have two of them in the house.
Oh wow!
One in the one area and one in another, and it keeps the air pretty clean.
Well, if you come down to South Florida, you'll get some really wet air, right,
oh,
Rick?
Yeah, I have a brutal time in the humidity just trying to breathe. It's really rough. That's why I moved out here. Actually, it helps.
Yep.
Yeah, Miami in the
Where
summer.
are you, Julie?
What was that?
Where
Miami
are you?
in the summer.
Oh, I'm in New Mexico, in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah,
Las
it's
Vegas,
northern
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico. So we get the change of seasons. It's a little bit cooler. We get snow and stuff. But we also get massive dust storms. But with the filters running, I'm as long as I don't go outside, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just wanted to say that it's not, it's not just the diet that can exacerbate it. Certainly by quitting milk and dairy and all that kind of stuff, it helped greatly with the histamine reaction.
Yes, Shannon says, I'm sorry to get off the subject, sir. We have no subject here.
I love that.
We go where the wind blows us. That's how we roll over here.
Wherever the dust
It is not a 1970 Charger RT Hot Wheels above your head. I'm pretty sure you got the 1970 part right. I can't tell you about the rest of it.
Dodge Charger. Wow.
Go ahead there.
That is correct. And I have the real thing outside, so
Oh man, nice.
You know what? I really am gonna drop to you. You guys are gonna make me cry on the digital airways of YouTube. It is Renee. Sis, where have you been? I thought you were abducted by vegans, trapped in an underground bunker somewhere where they were beating you with celery stalks and
sticks.
Yes, Renee is here. I don't know. I gotta give her a round of applause. I gotta give her. Listen, she threatened bodily harm to some vegan haters that were once attacking me. So, Renee, it is so good to see you. Glad you are here, sis. It is wonderful to have you in the building, beloved. And I feel like it's a reunion. Jenny is here. Hi, friends. Dr. Nelson, you blessed my heart to see your visit with Mitch. Yes. You want to talk about that,
just was watching that just a few 20 minutes ago, actually. That was awesome. I'm glad he's doing okay.
Is he going home today or tomorrow, Dr. Nelson?
The plan was for sometime this week, but I don't know. I got to text him maybe tomorrow. He might be time to sleep over there. But the plan was sometime after Monday, yesterday, but it could have been any time this week. It depends on how he's doing. But he's doing pretty good.
That's good.
Speaking of doing pretty good, look who it is, everybody. It's Jersey Tom's in the building. Jersey Tom is with us. My main man, Target Prime Rib. How you doing, brother? You all right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm all right. Don't need to worry about me. Renee says, I fell in a bag of Ruffles, honey. Now that is comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thomas, tell them about your blood glucose. You said this morning was 86.
About 86, yeah.
Isn't that amazing, guys?
Listen, hold on a second. I think we can crank up the applause machine for that. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Jersey Tom is getting his blood sugar right in line with his IQ. That's what I'm talking about, man.
That was my goal. Yes.
I love that, man. I love that. Well, listen, back to my girl, Renee. Don't you worry about it, sis. Listen, clearly you got out. And that's what matters here. We don't judge here. This is a judge-free zone. Come one, come all. I don't care if you're eating Ruffles. If you're eating Ruffles, you need to be here. That's exactly where you need to be. The hospital is for the sick people, okay? So come on in here, man. Come on with the family. We will get you together. So don't worry about it.
Next time you see the bag of Ruffles, take it down to the pond and feed it to the ducks.
Yes, that must have been a pretty big. That must have been a pretty big bag of Ruffles to fall into. And I want to know who put it there for you. That's what I want to know. We'll get them.
Yeah,
let us know who laid that trap for you. We'll send out a carnivore brigade. We'll get them.
Hey, Renee, I have a tactic for you. So today at work, somebody had brought in, those small little mini bags of Doritos. Like there was 12 bags or whatever, and they brought them in for everybody, and they had them on the table in the break room. So what I do is I walk up to that thing. I walk past and I go, poison. You say it out loud. You point your finger and you go, poison. And trust me, it works. It really works. I know it sounds corny, but I've been doing that and it works. When you do that, you're telling yourself that is poison. I'm not going to do it. Okay. And then if you do it, if it happens, that's okay. Just dust yourself off, forgive yourself. Okay, it's happened to me before. I've had my incidents, but get right back on carnivore at your next meal with some good fatty meat or eggs or whatever. It's okay.
Ice cream, cupcakes, ruffles. That food is poison. There you go. It's dangerous.
You
There you
fucked me
go.
up,
Well,
Rick.
I'm glad you're back with us here. Come on in here. Like I said, we'll look after you here. We'll make sure you're all right. And yes, normally yes, you know, Kristen says she's normally doing last. The guest canceled last minute. Ain't that some bull junk? Well,
Hi, Christy.
I'm glad you're here, and we have to maybe listen. One of these days we'll do a joint keto cookout, lioness, live stream or something there.
Forget
You lower your
about a
standards.
heart
You have
attack
to lower
chicken.
your standards
Men are
tremendously.
not allowed there.
Oh well, that's true. That's I guess that is true. It's a lioness thing there, but she might make an exception for her brother. She
I
might
think she
lower her
would,
standards. She'll lower her
Yeah, no,
standards
I've
for
watched
me.
it.
Heart attack
No,
chicken.
I think he's. I think he's.
Hey, Rick, I've got batch number 3 in my slow cooker of that beef fat trimmings, that giant 30-pound bag that I got for $1.
Excellent.
And this particular bag, I put all the pieces that had like lots of meat on the fat.
Mhm.
And as I'm cooking it, I'm pulling out that, those pieces and eating it. And
Yeah.
man, it was a huge meal from, I'm getting meals out of this fat. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of meat on, like when they shave it, they're shaving part of it is the actual side of the meat,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
I never
Jerry,
understood why they do that. I mean, I always like to buy the whole piece of meat myself and cut it up. I'm saying you're throwing the best part away, and they look at me funny.
most people,
And I
most
got to
people
tell
don't-
you,
most
it's
people
so
don't-
tender and delicious when you get that very outer edge where the
Oh.
meat hits the fat. It's so good.
Oh man, that's
Mhm.
the best.
Well,
I can't tell you how delicious.
we are oddballs. A lot of folks, most folks don't like that. Even like if you go to any mainstream barbecue restaurant and you order brisket or something like that,
Yeah.
you have to fight them to give you the fatty part
I know.
because
I know.
most people get mad when they get a plate full of fatty. They're like, well, because again, we lose sight of this as ketogenic people, that we are a small percentage of the world, not in this room, but in the world. So 90% of the people out there will send it back in there to the barbecue to the chef if it's not lean enough. They'll send it back. Like,
Right.
we don't want all this fat. So that's what it is. I mean, that's just real life.
Ridiculous.
But we're working on one person at a time. We are changing the world and sharing with people the power of protein and fuel of
Man, I
fat.
used to be that person that I'd go to the
Yeah.
store. It's like, oh, I'm paying for fat. I'm like, what the heck?
Listen, I mean, I promise you, I can promise you something right now today. There are thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of doctors who saw hundreds, if not thousands of patients who told them today to trim the fat, eat leaner meats,
Oh yeah.
and not eat red meat and all. I guarantee you, thousands
It's
of
all
people
about
in this
instruction.
country
Yeah.
are getting
They're
that
still
message
saying it. They're still
from
saying
their
it.
doctor. Yeah. So, fortunately, everybody's not lucky to have a medical genius like Dr. Vasquez, as their medical
Hey,
doctor.
Russ, you should have seen the face. This is a Latino grocery store. They speak almost no English, and I speak a little
Yes.
Spanish.
You
So I'm
gave-
cobbling together, and I'm trying to tell him that I want the fat. He's looking at me. He goes, ¿Quieres the grisa? The
Yeah.
fat? And I'm like, sí, mucho grisa. Right?
La
And
grasa.
he goes,
Yeah,
¿Por qué quieres la grisa? What is it? How do you say fat, Dr. Nelson?
Grasa.
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 He goes, ¿Por qué
fat.
quieres la grasa?
Porque muy bueno.
I said, por comer. I mean, to eat it, right? I speak a little Spanish, Dr. Nelson. But enough. Bastante.
I go to a Bravo supermarket and they sell me the trimmings just like you with a little bit of muscle in there
Yeah.
for 99 cents a pound.
Nice.
But you know who else buys it? No one. They throw it normally away.
Well, that's what I said. I said to him, what do you do with the fat? And they say in a basura.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
They sell it
I
to
have
me
to
go to
for
the
99.
dumpster at
I'm
Presidente.
happy, but then they have New York strips that normally would have a cap, right? It's all trimmed and the ribeyes is all trimmed. And even if they cut picanhas into steaks, they trim it. I said, what are you doing? Hey, more for me when I go
The,
out
the
buy.
only reason he charged me $1 was to get through the cashier. I had to actually pay something. So he says, "Are you okay if it's $1? I said, "Sí, $1." So
But the butchers there already know me. When they see, you want quiere grasa? See.
yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's great. Father of United Carnivore gives us a thumbs up. Good to see you. Renee says, Russ, that bag is greasy. I had to lick it clean before I could crawl out. Well, listen, that is in the past. Okay. That is, hey, yesterday
Nasty.
is history.
It
Tomorrow
happened.
is
It's done
history.
now.
I'm not, listen, we don't judge here. I tend to prefer my potatoes mashed, but, sometimes we have weak moments. Don't worry about it. Keep on rocking.
Renee,
And
next time, just remember, Renee, that stuff is fried in straight up seed oil. Okay. So if you can avoid that, it'll really help you out a lot.
That's right. That's right. Renee knows she's one of us. She's just been, one thing about this life, though, I can tell you, you cannot unlearn it. Once you know it, it's always with you, and it will always pull you back like a gravitational pull. You might be out there for a little while, but you know better. When you know better, you do better. So, like I said, this channel is for everybody, including the strugglers. I happen to be a struggler myself, but you know what? It's going to kill me or it's going to fight me every day. That's how we roll. So you keep hanging in there. Don't you worry about it. Keep rolling.
Don't understand it.
Let's see here. We got.
How can anyone want that crap?
I think we're good.
Ruffles are disgusting.
Ruffles have ridges. Okay.
It's addictive.
They're disgusting.
I know.
Yeah, she did. I remember you saying something about a hip replacement you had a while back.
Who would buy chips? That's crazy.
People that are hooked on them, like us.
Couldn't you just go to the meat department and buy some meat instead?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Grandma. Hello there, Grandma. Good to see you, beloved. Glad you're here with us. Boomer McGeezer says, my parents always give me crap about eating burger and steak all the time, yet they seem to think the salad they have for lunch somehow cancels out the day.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That is funny. Crank, my man Crank, I tell you, he's something. He always lurks around. He always sneaks in on the back end of it there. Always good to see you, Crank, brother. Glad you're here. It says our local Safeway Albertsons has regular sales of untrimmed tri-tips. There's always 5 or 6 on the shelf. Black and blue steak.
What is black and blue steak? I don't know if I know what that is.
Very, very rare. Just right back on the outside.
Oh, the way I like it. Okay.
I believe.
Very, very seared on the outside and very, very rare in the middle.
Oh, okay. That's how I eat. Okay, I didn't know it was called.
Yeah, I just had that like 2 days ago. Oh my god.
Wow.
Hey, Russ.
I haven't got there with that. Yeah, brothers ain't doing that.
Who else is going to try engine cooked steak?
Go ahead. What's that, Pete?
Guess what my last name is?
Steak?
Black and blue.
No, Cutler.
Oh,
yeah, I remember seeing that. Okay.
Yeah. Are you Cranky's cousin?
No relation. But every time I see Cranky Cutler, I'm like, stop making fun of me.
My sister Rhonda's in the building. Everybody say hi to Rhonda. Hey, sis, how you doing?
Hi, Rhonda.
Now, listen, I call a lot of people my sister. That is my biological sister. We have the same bloodlines there. We are relatives and family. So,
hello, Rhonda.
North Carolina, and she is ketogenic sympathizer. She's good most of the time. I'm not gonna. She got me drinking a little bit of beer again, though. Says my sister got me light beer once in a while. Hey, don't give me the gas face, Pete. I'm only human here.
Hey, just make it low carb as you can get.
And listen, I have a hard limit on my beer. 3 carbohydrates. That is the hard limit. If it's 3 or under, I'll have one every now and again.
Beer tastes nasty though.
No, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I've been drinking lately, and it's like my beer. It's Topo Chico Lime in a glass bottle. When I was at Dr. Kiltz's, Dr. Nelson, remember he had a big bucket of those?
Yeah.
And I hadn't had that ever. I've never had that before. And I got to so I ended up buying at Sprouts. It's like a grocery store chain.
Right, we have those.
They had 12 pack for like $14.99, and I bought 12 packs.
Wow.
But I love that stuff.
I cheap out. I don't even know where I could get that around here. I in Jacksonville area.
I'll tell you where you can get a knockoff. You know, in Sam's Club, their Members Mark, which is their brand.
Oh,
They have it's the same as Topo Chico, the mineral carbonated, no lime, no flavoring, just it tastes the same, comes in glass bottles, the same thing.
It's good stuff.
And it's a lot cheaper than the Topo Chico.
Well, I used to drink Perrier, so I got tired of the bottles. I get cheap canned, club soda from Costco or different places. Or what's that? They have a sales on LaCroix around here all the time, so I get that. I'm much more of a can guy. Those bottles, I broke so many of those bottles, like in my trash and different things. You know, you have a plastic bag, and you drop the bag, and now it's shattered. It's just a mess, and they're heavy, and it's just a mess to glass. I enjoy them at other people's places, but at home you gotta get a can, pop the top and knock it back.
So what problem are you having, Renee?
Yes, I was going to say, is she talking about the price? Yes, absolutely. I've had problems with the prices are outrageous.
Yes.
So I'm pretty much off of pork. I don't eat very much anymore. A lot of people know, not any particular reason. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, and so we didn't really eat it as a kid and as a young adult. So
I'll tell you what's pretty cheap is pork, like the pork spare ribs. You can get that on sale like for $1.99 or $2.99, somewhere in there. And I got to tell you, you put that in the oven and cook that up slow, like 275 for 3 hours. It's good.
And since I buy bacon by the case lately, it doesn't matter what brand, at least a third of it has been bad. Really? Yeah, no, I haven't had bacon in quite a little bit. I haven't heard that in my travels. Bruce says, I'm a rum man myself. Thank you. See, I knew Bruce wouldn't let me flop around here like a fish out of water by myself. I want to enjoy it. I need some backup there.
I got to tell you, about 2 or 3 months into carnivore, I completely lost all taste for alcohol. I don't know what happened. I didn't mean to do it. I was never a really big drinker, but I don't know. I just stopped and went to water pretty much, and a little sparkling water, but mostly just water.
Now, tell me,
similar to sugar. That's why.
Oh, go ahead, Julia. Say that again.
I was saying that alcohol and sugar are so related in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I think that, I know for me, being a sugar addict, getting on carnivore, I don't even crave I don't even think about it. And unless it's like in front of my face, and then I just bring a pound of bacon to occasions like that.
Yeah.
You guys have to help me out with this, because I know you guys know way more about me than stuff. Now, the higher the alcohol content, right, the higher the sugar content. Is that goes? So if you're taking shots of something that's 40 proof, it's different than drinking a wine spritzer that's got 2% alcohol. I mean, it's not the same, right?
I think it's less. The more alcohol, the less sugar content, I believe. I think that's
okay. All right.
Because so in other words, you can drink whiskey and get 0 sugar in it.
Dr. Nelson, what do you think?
That was my understanding.
All right, so there are 2 different things: alcohol, actual alcohol, and the carbs in beer, for example. The bottom line is both are poison to your liver, whether it's alcohol or the carbs that get converted into glucose, or
fructose.
Depending if there's which grain this is made from, there might be some fructose as well, but they all damage. So drink at your own.
I got you. I got a question for you, Peter. Were you ever a drinker, like in your life? Were you ever like a beer
I
drink,
just social drinker. I was never alcoholic or anything like that.
Yeah. I listen, man. I mean, like I said, we keep it real here. We the good, the bad, the ugly. Man, you get you a nice thick ribeye steak with that great sear and a ice cold, 2.6 carbohydrate Michelob Ultra. Shout out to my man Paul. I see my sister Laura's in the building. Paul Russell, her great husband. He likes Mick Ultra. I like Mick Ultra. We had a may or may not have had one together at one time, but but sometimes you gotta. The old life calls you back to it. I know you're not. I know you've never been a drinker diagnosed. You've never really been that guy. But I never was a drinker either. But yeah, when I was in college and stuff, I like to knock back a few beers with the boys.
Rainwater.
Me too.
Yeah. So speaking of my wonderful, beautiful sister, she is in the building. All my sisters are here. Good to see you, sis. She'll be on next week. Laura Russell will be here.
Oh, cool.
In the building. So yeah, man. Listen, we're not judgmental here. We all have our things, and we're trying to make it through. Because I started Carnivore August 2023. Christmas 20, I got drunk on a 3 car. Now that is funny, man. That is funny.
Well, yeah, you're
Well,
telling.
I've heard that.
I remember. Yeah,
I've heard that from other people who have had alcohol after being strict keto or carnivore, and it seems it has an amplified effect on them.
actually, I think I had 2. What do they call hard seltzers, Dr. Nelson? This was about 6 months or 8 months into carnivore, and I woke up the next morning like I had a 12-pack. I had a bang and a cake, and for literally 2 of these things.
Was it like one of the sweet ones or just like a club soda one?
It was like it had a flavor like grapefruit or something.
Oh, it probably has some sugar in it.
They make some of them that are pretty much just club soda with a little bit of, and then they make some that are like
it was a very light one with very few carbs, but it's I guess it's the alcohol. I don't know.
Sure, could be. I unfortunately suffer no ill effects. Sometimes I wish I did. Ellen says, I refuse to buy anything produced by Nestle, Pepsi, or Coca-Cola. Topo Chico is a Coca-Cola product. I don't trust anything from those companies.
Rainwater.
Yes.
Well water.
Well water, rainwater.
That's what I do.
Anybody have any comments about Coca-Cola products or anything? Anybody? A lot of people in the community drink Topo Chico, so you're gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings if they find out that they're secretly putting something in the Topo Chico.
I never knew that Coca-Cola made that stuff. That's new on me.
Wasn't that a character from the Ed Sullivan Show?
Topo Chico?
Something like that. Topo Gigio?
Topo Gigio. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh,
But Ellen, I respect your respect you for not wanting to support them. I do.
Yeah. Like so, no judgment here. We do what you feel is best. What about Kirkland? Do you have a problem with Kirkland, Brandon? Because that's where I get most of my club soda from.
Yeah, but that's probably white label from Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Yeah. I have to read the label. Might be bottled by them exactly. Hey, what's going on, brother? Our brother Dave is in the
building.
building.
Hey, DC.
Hey, Dave. DC.
Hello, Dave.
Arlene. Hello there, beloved. Glad to see you. Hi, Russ, Rick, Dr. Nelson, all you beautiful people. You must be talking to you guys. Love this gathering. Yes, we are here every Tuesday night, 8:30, just hanging out, having fun, socializing here at the virtual Keto Cookout. Our man Bruce says, have noticed since being on Carnivore that just one rum drink makes me quite buzzed. I used to be able to down 3 or 4 before feeling anything. Okay. Well, that sounds like improvement to me. Those meetings work wonders for you. I'm teasing my man Bruce. I'm sure he.
I linked in the chat the video on histamine intolerances that I was talking about.
Thank you.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, think it's wonderful. We got so many people here with so much knowledge. And if you have questions or things of that nature, you can certainly put them in there. We got the doc here. You can ask me. I don't know anything, but I'll come up with something. Let's see here.
Russ, I think you're a beautiful person, by the way.
Well, thank you, Pete. I think are you setting me up for something, brother? Are you
No, I think you're a great guy. Seriously.
Man, listen, I just try to love people, man. I just try to love, laugh, live, learn. That's all of us, man. You know, I started this channel and this show because I didn't want to learn about all them big words and all them doctors and all that stuff, man. I just wanted to hang out somewhere with cool people and just talk about stuff. And so I started this just as a fun social thing. And, you know, that's what it is. So, yes, I try to. This world's got enough sickness and sadness and pain and sorrow and hurt. Amen. Come on with them jokes. Come get these jokes.
You end up with us. Huh?
Yeah, man. That's right. That's right. So, and we don't judge here. I don't care what you eat. As a matter of fact, if you're eating a donut right now, this is exactly where you need to be, because we're going to help you, show you why you shouldn't be eating that thing, and we're going to try to get you on your way to health and good life. And so, yes, Bruce is calling it a night as always, brother. So good to see you, man. Glad you're here. We'll see you hopefully next week.
See you, Bruce.
And someone put in there, have your Kleenex handy, ladies, when you watch Tom's interview. Yes, I thought I saw something in my mentions about Tom. I think Tom? I saw something. Yeah, with your.
Oh, Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's Tom.
You forgot my name?
Well, I think of you as Thomas, not Tom.
Oh.
Yeah, his video with Carrie from Homestead How came out when yesterday? Was it yesterday, Tom?
Yesterday or 2 days ago? Yeah.
2 days ago.
I was going to watch it, but I'm not now.
Yeah, I sent an email to Carrie. I said, you got to interview this guy, Thomas, this friend of mine. I said, he's got a really amazing story. And then Thomas, I said, Thomas, you got to email Carrie. I said, I sent him an email, and he, you know, I knew it was going to be a great interview. I just knew it. I told Carrie, you got to interview this guy.
Well, I mean, actually, I interviewed Carrie before you even emailed me. So,
oh, really?
I mean, it's kind of fun. Yeah. No, I already emailed because Booby Goat suggested it too. So I actually just took up on it. So your email was more for like a confirmation, like, hey, he's really. So you.
Well, and Thomas, the reason why your story means so much to me is I lost my late father-in-law. His name was Dick Dalsimer. He was a wonderful little guy, and he had diabetes. And the last 7 years of his life, he ended up as a double amputee, no legs. You know, first they took the same like you, little hole in the heel. It was exactly the same, an ulcer in the heel. Then they took a toe. Then they took, you know, his toes. Then they took his foot. Then they took half his leg. Before you know it, he had no legs, 5 fingers amputated. He was on dialysis for many years. I don't know, 6-7 years. Doubled over in pain in a wheelchair, half blind, and in 24/7 pain. And Thomas, you were on. I think you were on the road to something like that.
Yes.
If you didn't,
and not to interrupt you, Pete, but you know what? I'll be willing to bet you. He did everything his doctor told him all the way down the line.
Yeah, but you know the thing was he kind of didn't take it seriously. He said, "Oh, I'll just keep eating the cookies and the soda," and he kept doing all that, and I'll just shoot more insulin. You know, it was very sad.
Yeah.
And I've got a friend right now that's dying that does that. You know.
Yeah, and they just think, "Oh, if I just shoot more insulin, I'm okay."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The veil's over their eyes and.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I'll tell you something, you know, while we're talking about diabetes, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I told him this, and I know it's probably not the best thing, especially I'm not a doctor or anything like that. Of course, you know, we have wonderful doctors here. I'm not one of them. To me, there's no such thing as pre-diabetes. I hate to hear pre-diabetes. And to me, this again, Doc Nelson has already given me the look. All right, you know, here, let me stay with me, Doc. Stay with me, Doc. Here, this.
No. I agree with you, Russ. I agree with you. That's why I'm smiling. That's why I'm
because
fine for
let me
Spidey.
tell you what I think of it. Again, this is a crazy. It's just like managing. I'll get into that in a minute. To me, telling somebody they have pre-diabetes is like telling somebody with a scratchy throat and a runny nose they've got pre-flu. Okay, it's like, no, you've got the flu. You just don't have it bad enough yet where you gotta you're laying in the bed, but you got it, and it's gonna get you. And that's how I feel about pre-diabetes. Telling people, oh, you're pre-diabetic. No, you're diabetic. You're just not diabetic enough that we have to give you pills or shots or pills and shots. So I hate that pre-diabetes thing. So
Russ,
okay, I'm glad you co-signed it. I'm glad you co-signed
give
it.
you, because of that, I'm gonna give you an honorary degree from my medical school.
From
So
the
from now on,
Kilt
you
medical.
have to call him Dr. Homesick Buckeye. And I'll get serious just for a second, and we can continue joking around. But there was a study, the Arista study, and you can look up Arista study and look to the graphs. The bottom line is you start skyrocketing complications of diabetes. The bigger ones are the cardiovascular events, all-cause mortality, and cancer. And the number of those incidents starts skyrocketing at 5.7 of A1C. It doesn't wait. I mean, people who may never been diagnosed or will never be diagnosed with diabetes will die of complications of diabetes even before they were diagnosed of. So I totally agree with you. I wish someone changed. I've been telling patients exactly that. I have this little graph, one of my props that I use when I talk to patients, and I show them how it doesn't matter if your A1C has never been 6.5. If you're in that range, you're already at increased risk of all-cause mortality, basically all the complications, all-cause mortality, cancer, like skyrocketing numbers when you're diabetic versus when you're not. Even if you're, most doctors will say, oh, you're not too bad. It's 5.9, it's 6. You're okay. Even another doctor told my wife once at 7.2, oh, yeah, that's okay. You're okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's the same way with managing. We've all seen the commercial with the goofy song, I've got type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. All that.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
All dancing around and everything.
Yeah,
That's Jardians.
Jardians commercial, yeah.
We all know the Jardians commercial. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's like telling somebody they can manage their diabetes would be like you calling the pest control guy and him telling you, well, you can manage these roaches. We can manage them. We just keep them over here in this closet there and here. We keep them out of the kitchen. We just put them, they'll be in the bedroom. Yeah. We'll manage them.
Your house.
We'll get rid of them, but
your house is on fire.
I don't want them managed. I want them gone.
Your house is on fire. We can manage it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about the Roach Motel?
Roaches check in,
but they don't check out.
They don't check out.
That's Rick's Iguana Motel.
The Iguana Motel. They check in, but they don't check out.
Cranky Cutlers says Topo Chico has been sourced and bottled in Mexico since 1895. In the 20s, Topo Chico obtained the rights to bottle in Mexico. Coca-Cola in Mexico. In 2017, Coca-Cola acquired Topo Chico. Yeah, so there you have the history of Topo Chico and Coca-Cola. But yeah, man, this stuff just it drives me bonkers. I told the guy, I said, hey man, let's get you on the right road.
Russ, my story, real quick. Diabetes and being 300 pounds with a BMI of 40 and high blood pressure. But what happened was I was pre-diabetic for many, many years. Dr. Nelson, and my doctor didn't make it like, oh, it's no big. He didn't make it like it was any kind of big deal until one day I had the blood test and I was over 8, and it happened. So all of a sudden,
Yeah, well, actually, it doesn't happen all of a sudden because
Exactly.
if you're fasting
it's a gradual
insulin,
thing, but yeah, it feels
if you
like
check
it
your
goes.
fasting insulin, you see it going up, but nobody,
Nobody checks that.
I heard Dr.
Right.
Lustig say one time.
You know
He's
how
an
much
older,
fighting I had to do to get them to check my fasting insulin? Like
yeah.
they still haven't checked it yet.
Oh my
you know?
God.
Dr.
Every-
Lustig told me,
I-
not told me, but said on the stream that 40 or 50 years ago it was common. They always check fasting insulin, but when they
Right.
came out with all the drugs and all that stuff, they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I've had doctors go to
Fatty
me and
liver.
like, why do you need it for? You already know you're diabetic. I'm like, well, yeah, but I
Yeah.
like to check all my markers. You know?
Yeah,
Dr.
just like
Bob,
liver
I
numbers.
didn't get the link to the histamine video that you were talking about. I didn't see it on the chat.
According to
I
Bruce,
put
he
it-
said it doesn't go on
I
till
put it in the
gas
chat.
for
I've
some
put
reason.
it 3 times already. If
Oh,
you
I'm sorry. Okay, somehow maybe
You
I'm
check
looking
again.
at-
Bruce said something about they don't go on. The links don't go on to the chats for some reason.
well,
So
I
Oh,
put the
maybe
link there.
that's
You
what-
might have to copy and paste. I don't know if
Right.
I
it's
probably have
coming
to go
out
to
as
the
a link.
original because I'm
Yeah,
on
might just not be
StreamYard.
totally
Probably doesn't,
applicable.
yeah, it doesn't come on the StreamYard
Ken
chat.
says, I thank God for my doctor. His doctor is Dr. Tony Hampton. Yeah, he could probably do better, but he'll do.
Chance, how long have you been carnivore, Chance?
He'll do. He'll, he can respond to that. And listen, I really hope you tell Hampton all the stuff I'm saying about him. I really do. Ellen says, San Pellegrino and Perrier made by Nestle. I try to make the best informed choices I'm able to. I only buy Gerald Steiner Mountain Valley sparkling water. I have to say, most Brazilian steakhouses serve San Pellegrino. And being a person who may or may not spend some time in Brazilian steakhouses, I have definitely had some San Pellegrino. But I'm with you there.
Yeah.
If you feel as though those things are not in your best interest, you should not ingest them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she says, thanks, Cranky, but I still don't trust him. Can't trust it. Let's see what you got. Carnivores, Lamb says carnivores also seem to like Evian water. So I expect them to spell the name backwards. Yes, pre-body is early. And listen, Doc, I'll give you some time if you want to take that back. You're on thin ice agreeing with me on anything medical. I'm just saying, yeah, you might want to you know, I don't know if you're ready for your career to be over. Okay, so if you
Well, I am serious about it. That is my thinking. It's like being pre-pregnant.
Yeah. I've often thought that. I've never said it. I don't like to. I don't want anybody to think I'm giving medical advice or anything like that.
You're
So
okay. You're a little bit pregnant only.
yeah, I mean, it's just nuts to me. Is Dave's birthday today? Everybody's saying happy birthday today, so I guess it is Dave's birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. That's Stevie Wonder, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say if we're getting to the end here. Yes, we don't have a healthcare industry. It's a management industry. Yes, it's a sickness. Sick care is what we have here. Laura says if you're above 5.7, you're diabetic and damage your brain and body. In my story is not like most. I never had any of that stuff. And my last blood test, my A1C was 4.8.
Wow.
Which is you wouldn't think so, but
that's pretty good.
My last one was 5.8.
I was going to say yours like 5.1, right, Pete?
Yeah, 5.1.
Yeah. Polish Mike says I prefer regular water. I don't find the idea of paying 4 times the price for carbonation bourbon you get after drinking. Save money for more meat.
Use a water filter and that's it.
There you go. More meat. Can't argue with that.
And just put it in the mug.
13 years of fighting cancer. They never check my fasting insulin. I track it myself. Yeah. I know many people, who had this problem. And I'm sure you guys know Dave Feldman, ownyourlabs.com. I had the pleasure of meeting him years ago. And I checked my blood for the first time in 50 years using ownyourlabs.com.
Cool.
And after meeting him at his at an event, a really nice guy and does a lot, for the ketogenic community. So I tell people all the time, if your doctor fights you, won't give it to you. I've had many people tell me my doctor will not do it. I asked them, told them I wanted it. They said, no, absolutely not, will not do it. Which is crazy to me because it's not an expensive. I mean, I think it's $12 or $15 on ownyourlabs.com. It's not like it's some $1 million test or whatever.
Well,
but
you know what, Russ? I asked my doctor because he said the same thing. They outright refused. And he said, oh, well, the insurance company doesn't pay for it. I said, well, I'll pay for it.
Sure.
Well,
You know what, though? I checked my insurance company.
Like, my A1C is 8.
Yeah. You know what, funny
Now-
that you said that, Peter, because I checked my insurance company. I asked them what the doctor told me. He told me the same thing. And they said, no, they take care of it. There's no reason why the doctor would say no.
Yeah, I can't imagine a doctor saying you need this test and they're telling me, oh, no, we're not going to do that. I don't know.
Well,
They blame it on the insurance and vice versa.
the thing is, the doctor might not know what to do with it.
Right.
And that might be one of the, I'm going to say, give them the benefit.
Right.
of
They don't
the
want to
doubt.
admit that.
That might
Right.
be one of the reasons. But whenever you order a test, we always have to justify it with one code. And
Mhm.
any code that has to do with blood sugar or metabolic syndrome and I'm going to go ahead and do the little research. Doesn't take me long. I can't do it right now. But there are multiple codes that will justify doing the insulin. But most of the time, the doctor might not know what to do with it because if you're diabetic and you're on many medications and you order a fasting insulin, what are you going to do for the patient? There is not exactly a medication to lower insulin if it's too high. And if it gets a little bit complicated in the weeds, basically, guess what? Everybody here, I don't know how many people you have here right now. Everybody knows what to do. Go on a low carbohydrate diet, your insulin will go down.
Right. That's why we're here.
Chan says started on January the 1st, carnivore. Listen, December 31st, he was partying like it was 1999. He had a biscuit in one hand and a donut in the other and pizza on the table. But he laid them biscuits down in the new year, brother. Lay them biscuits down and get some beef that's ground.
Amen.
You will get this thing right. So good for you, brother. Happy for you and happy you're here with us. Sybil V says, good evening, everyone. Yes, it is a good evening. And I think that's about the most of it here. I think for those who didn't get the backward spelling of Evian, a French brand, it's naive. They are toying with us.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
We're gonna,
Yeah.
Dr. Vasquez, those links aren't showing up. I think the chat just doesn't take them. Because I looked on, it just doesn't allow it.
It won't allow you to do it.
I'm putting it.
No, it's not your fault. There's something about the algorithm that doesn't allow them. For some reason.
But I see them. I'm putting it on Russ's channel on the chat.
Right, and I looked on the channel. It's not showing up on my feed for some reason.
Do you see them, Russ? If Russ maybe can copy them and put them.
Oh, listen, man, you're asking a lot for me to do any kind of technical thing here. So, are they in the private chat? If they're in the public chat,
yeah, they're not.
Do you see it in the public chat?
No,
I don't see anything in the public
Yeah,
chat.
neither do I, Dr. Nelson.
No, I don't see anything in the public chat.
I'm looking as we speak.
Try it again.
yeah, they're just.
It says here, same thing happened to me, Doc. I put a link and I could see it, but no one else could.
Right.
Oh, there you go. There's a link there. Looks like Doc just put a link in there.
Let me just copy it. I can get it.
E11.9 ICD-10 code would cover lab work. See, this is what happens when you get all these smart people in a,
in one room.
That's right. Listen,
Well,
I'm gonna have to start limiting the IQ of the room here. I'm gonna have to find some way to do. We got too many smart people in here. I can't have it. I can't have this. My show's going to hell in a handbasket with all these smart people giving all this information.
Uh-oh.
That's why I'm here to keep things balanced out.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you it says yeah, I don't know. I think it says you have to be owner or moderator to put links in.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Which
Yep.
So that's why.
Yeah, if you email it to me, I don't mind putting it in there. But we're getting to the end anyway here.
Yeah.
Of this. This is where we explain to the folks that we have come to the end of the road. We have fulfilled our contractual obligations to the family. And I want to thank everyone. And I do mean everyone here. And hold on a second. Let me grab this link here and try to put this in the chat for everyone. Whoops.
Hey, can I just give 2 shout outs?
Absolutely. Shout out. You can get, matter of fact, you can give 3 if you like.
If everybody could please, I know 5 a.m. Eastern time is tough, but Dr. Kiltz has a great show. Dr. Nelson's on there typically with Alia. And live at 5, Dr. Kiltz, Kiltz. Come join us. And then the other shout out is Rick, Charger Mopar. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. He's got a great live stream. I never miss it. Please go there and give Rick some love. He's got the most soothing voice on the internet.
Well, thank you.
Rick is my guy, and Dr. Kiltz is my guy. There's no doubt about that. But unless I have insomnia, I'm not awake for either one of those streams. Now, I had insomnia last. Matter of fact, it was last Tuesday, I think.
Oh,
was it
you
a
were on
Wednesday
there?
stream? I was on the Wednesday morning stream.
Yep.
And I came in there and I let a few jokes off in the chat there.
Yep.
And is because I hadn't been to bed yet from Tuesday night. So
wow.
Sometimes that's just how it works. Sometimes I can't sleep. So if I have insomnia, I will catch those streams. But you guys should catch those streams even if you don't have insomnia.
Well, I'm one of those early risers, so this gives me something to do when I'm up, because I'm always up 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning anyway. Yeah. So it gives me something to do.
Some people are chickens, some people are owls. I'm an owl guy. You know, with the chickens, I'm an owl guy. Yes. But again, hey, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me on the Tuesday. We'll be back here next Tuesday with Laura Russell on the Keto Cookout, 8:30 Eastern Time. Come hang out with us. Until then, keep your carbs low, keep your proteins and fats high, and we'll see you on the next one.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.